Alright, hello. This is intended to be a tutorial for Anodyne 100%, specifically on console. Uh, I'm just going over this live just to try give you a feel of how stuff with bean runs and just try get it done quickly because I already have another video in the works that I can't be bothered doing another high effort edited tutorial just for this. So, I should mention I am doing this on an account that has had no achievement progress on it whatsoever, just to clarify to you that it is 100%. So I should clarify that 100% requires collecting every card, every health upgrade, and every room attachment in the game. Well, I say every card that's accessible via during main game without post game stuff. However, we will be using post game or new game plus, whatever you want to call it, to kind of just to make the run a lot faster. You're going to see this in the room. So, the run is split up into two main sections, one of which is a lot shorter than the other. So we have any percent, and then we have main game. If I just pull my splits up. Okay. That is not even what I wanted. I'll just ignore that. Yeah, I'll just call out when each of the splits usually end. So, time starts when you start. If you have no saves on something, it would just be whenever you select that. If there's a new game thing there. If you don't. So, this is test rooms. We just mash through the text, just do the tutorial stuff. This is near identical to your casual playthrough. The only thing I'm going to say is you are going to want to avoid pressing. You're going to want to avoid moving in diagonals, as it's just it's just slower than walking in cardinals. It's just slower. Yeah, just walk straight up and do this. Just talk to Sage. And then enter streets. Then go into menu, and then menu, return to entrance. Walk right to get the broom. Yeah. Oh, it's mashing. You hold to do the stuff. But yeah, you hold to speed up the text. After you get the broom, return, and then wiggle out here. Just the same as normal 100%. And then walk up two screens. 1, 2, and then turn right partway through that to get an optimal turn into this last stretch. You'd split for streets on that portal, walk up to get this checkpoint and save on it. We need that for later. Since this is console, we can do this kind of vertical wiggles to get through there. That skips an entire conversation with Mitra. And then do this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then, once you get off the bottom of the screen, walk 3 screens left. 3. And in the middle of the screen, walk up. And that's the end of field, or as my splits call it, see or skip. So, walk down. Not fields, whatever it's called for. Temple? I don't know. Not temple. But yeah. You want to come along here, walk up to here, and start wiggling. So, 1, 2, 4, 1. Yeah, we just want to come all the way up here to get our first card of the run that being I forget what card it is. I forget the number, but it's going to be of the golden, that guy down there. Walk up here, walk one screen right. If I accidentally pressed that button on my controller. Get this, and walk into the pit to get back out of bounds. And then you're going to want to walk left until the mini-map shows 4 red dots at the top, and then walk down to the middle, in the middle. That would be where you split for Goldman card, or fields, whatever you want to call it. Walk up here, and grab this, return to Nexus, and return to Terminal. That's going to be pretty important. Try to skip the Sage dialogue there, because we only come back here once and not for the Sage fight. And wiggle down here. Walk one screen. Walk to the end of the screen and then up. You're going to want to try get Young position so you can see his hand there going on and off the screen. So you can kind of gauge your position, especially for this screen. So once you get to the top of it, you want to turn right. Then I usually do something here, walk to the end of this screen, and then walk down so I can wiggle out. 1, 2. Brilliant. You'd split for 36 gate skip there, or terminal, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so after getting swap, you want to go into the menu, equip swap, walk up here, wiggle, 2, 3, wait, 1, 2, 4. These are the 2 wiggles in the game that you don't need to do stuff like that for. You don't need to do 6 wiggles for. Again, kind of get him on the side. Specifically for here, because after you get to the top, you want to turn right. And get to the right side of this here, because it makes Young swim less when Briar talks to him. So yeah. After this text box, it makes him swim less. Then Sage is going to talk to us, swim up, and this is where you'd split for, and that's where you'd split for this. Split for the end of any percent. So that's the same time as when any percent normally ends. And then you're going to want to hold A or X or B, depending on what console you're on. Basically, the attack button to skip through this, skip through the credits. So yeah, the entire reason we do that, both in this category and all bosses, is so we can swap through. So we can have swap to just get through things a lot faster. Right now at this point we are on to our first boss of the rest of the game. That being Seer. Now the rest of the bosses are basically just named after the splits, named after the bosses even. Except for the final one, which I call Card 26, which is just the last card we get, and that ends when time ends for 100% on the collection of that card. Just mash through this. The position of the cursor there is automatically on continue and save. So swap through this wall. Grab this card and basically walk directly up. Get to here, swap through this, get in between the 2 slimes, swap that, walk left a tiny bit. If I get between the slimes, it's okay if you don't. And get this. get this health cicada, our first health upgrade of the run. Then once that's done, going to save and quit to work back to the checkpoint we got earlier. Go there, swap one tile down from like that, like one tile below this, because it means you don't have to walk down an extra bit when you get into here, making it a tiny bit faster. At least it feels faster. Walk through here, walk up at the end of this so you don't have to go across the screen to get back to that card. Go up here. Get that checkpoint, and when we get into temple, return to entrance. Get that card. Swap through here. Swap just under that gate, and in between these two eyes. And you can either do swap with this tile here or this tile here. The main reason some people go for the 1-2 away from the gate is so you can, because it can sometimes give the message that this door's locked. You can sometimes get that when you walk through. Anyway, try not to get hit here. This is a pretty hard room. You want to swap the rock out the way, and then what I usually do is swap this rock into the way of the lasers. Sometimes it blocks all of it, but yeah. We want to swap through this wall, and we have Seer, even. I was about to say Sage. We don't fight Sage in this run. So you're going to want to swap back to Broom, and basically just get up here and spam. This is the easiest boss in the game. You're not going to die here, unless you took too much damage. But yeah, after he stops bouncing around, you can just run back down and hit him there. You can either swap back to the to swap now or later. But yeah, what I usually do for splitting for the bosses is split when you interact with the health cicada. Yeah, you can swap through that wall if you want. It might be faster. I don't know. The time saving might get cancelled out by Sage having to walk to you. So yeah, get that card, swap up here, through here, and then swap over these two pits. Careful, because if you try to do this kind of like a one train, this can happen. And get this chest here, not this chest because that's just a small key, we don't need it. And then you can either save and quit back to that checkpoint, or return to entrance and walk out and walk along to here. I just prefer doing that because it feels faster. So you can swap through that. You can either go around if you want. Go through here. And we're in Youngtown. On to our second main boss. And this place does have some of my favorite routing in this category, and in the game in general. So we're gonna come down here for our next non-boss health upgrade. There we go. Going to get out of here again. And come into here, go through the back of there. Swap up there, grab this chest. Come through here, and we are now out at the entrance of the apartments. That's my favorite bit of routing in the game, I cannot lie. That feels so cool. I love it. But anyway, we are going to come through here, get 3 tiles over to here, and walk diagonally over that gap. Walk through here. Make sure to swap 1 tile over the mud so you don't walk for slows longer. Alright, this is probably the most terrifying room in the game, I can't lie. Because we have to deal with the gas guy. And their attack can reverse your direction inputs for a bit. So if that doesn't go well, it can be devastating. Right, get that, return to entrance. That's the only thing we need from there. Swap over this checkpoint, it refills your health as well. Come through here. And walk one screen right. Try get down to here. Turn around, swap. Alright, that's a bit hard to explain actually. So, you need to turn around. You need to select one, select tile, turn around, and swap it with Void, as I call it, from out of bounds. So you can walk back inbounds. Swap over these. There is a wrong warp you can get here by interacting with the gate, and at the same time as when you go through the transition. That can be faster. Okay. Sometimes it works, sometimes it just doesn't. But yeah, the main thing is, we're here for Watcher. There are two strats for this, the fast strat and the safer fast strat. Basically, fast strat revolves around just placing the tile from here up here and just standing on here. Safer strat is doing two. Either way, after that, you're going to want to swap back to normal and hit Watcher. And as soon as it becomes vulnerable, mash. This boss is RNG. So yeah, I get to show more stuff off. So this attack, you can only really hit that version of him. Alright. You can only hit the top one of him. Alright, this is his other attack, one of his other attacks. You can hit him as he flies by. You can also just run off the level to fall and get invincibility. Okay, sure. Alright, good. That isn't the best I could get, but hey, it's still pretty good. And the reason you can try for the wrong warp if you really want to is because we have to come over here to get this card. Now I'm going to swap back to swap, return to entrance, walk out, return to Nexus, return to Nexus again, and swap over to here, jump into fields, swap to broom, and collect this dust. Place it on there, and we use it as a raft. Basically, we just have, this is windmill. We are going to collect a bunch of cards from this area before we go to interact with the windmill, which we mainly need to do because it has a card for doing it. That is not the fastest way you can do that. I accidentally did that slowly, but it's fine. That works. Try to swim up here against the current. Now, I'm going to swap through this tree. Swap that out. Swap to normal. Place that. Go back to swap. And swap through this hedge. Now, you're going to want to get in here, turn around, and do that. Do not one train, because you will lose the fluff. Walk up here. And go through here to get to windmill. Now, swap through the gate on the left. Walk up 2 and a bit screens. 1, 2, and about here you want to come out. Never mind. About here. And then climb up the windmill. and interact. This is when you would split for windmill, if you have splits for that. Now on to our next boss, Wall. But to get to Wall, we have to go through the forest. Now, we didn't activate that windmill just so we could get past those statues. It makes things a bit nicer than all bosses where we just go around them. The only reason we did that was for this card, which you can't get without activating windmill. So 1, 2, about here, yep, and then walk out. Now there are two ways, so I should probably talk about the two different types of swap trains here. So you have one I'm going to show off here called one train. Actually no, I'll just show off the safer option here. So you have what's called, often now referred to as two trading, where you basically just chain two lots of tiles with you. And then, yeah. So walk up 3 tiles, screens even, 2, 3, come out here, you're in forest. There is the one training which you've kind of seen me done already, but anyway, I'll get to that later. I'm going to come up here for a safety save if you want to, because you can soft lock here. So this next part, you're going to want to swap through here, and then wiggle 3 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I didn't do it enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we want the indicator that you have it is when you can see your swap cursor on this block. So swap with one avoid behind you, swap to normal, swap back to swap, and then just get the raft down. So just going to walk all the way down here. I typically get this in case I soft lock on the next card we're going to do, Rock. But it's not that common anymore, so you can skip it if you're confident enough. So this is one training. That's a slow one, but it was okay. That's the more common form of swap training nowadays. It's hard. But yeah, after you get that, you're going to want to do that and walk up here to get the boots. You can jump. Alright, so now you can come up here, swap up to here. This is one of the checkpoints I would really recommend taking for safety, because you can soft lock here. Soft lock there pretty easily. But we've just gone in the back of caves, and we are off to fight Wall. Going to take this card, swap back to normal. And yeah, you're going to want to count your hits here, because there is a soft lock that can happen in this fight. I think it's like on the 8th hit, if he's doing his fist slam attack, you can soft lock. So just count your hits. I'd usually swap here, because we are going to need to go through the wall on the left for an upgrade. So get the health skater. This is going to be slower when we come back. You're going to see why. Going to swap back to normal. And go through this wall and fight this dog for our first non-swap up room extension of the run. This is extend. This is broken. This is the best combat thing in the game. We are going to be using it every time instead of normal now, except if we're just using it to pick up dust. So swap down here, swap through this wall, jump onto this, and then jump over the wall. Walk one screen left, and then get to either here or over there. But please be mindful that if you swap to here and get out, you can accidentally just jump off this ledge. That's happened to me more times than I'd like to admit. Like that. Huh? Yeah, okay, I don't even know how that's happening anymore. So, swap up to here again. Walk 3 screens right. 1, 2, 3, and walk down about, like, the first quarter of the screen, and you walk into there. So now, swap up here. Swap that down to there. Swap that into there, or launching it. Grab this, and return to entrance. We are done with caves. Now we're gonna go up here, up these ladders, and swap up this ladder to get this card, and we are going to walk into space. That is the name of the next area we're going into. It has 2 cards and is like, they're really easy cards, it's hard to mess them up. So I'm going to show you the easier of the 2 first, which isn't that hard. You literally just walk all the way left. Walk all the way left until you get to the end, and then go up the ladder. There's a chest up that ladder. Simple as. So very simple. After you get that one, after you get both these cards here, you're going to return to Nexus and then jump back in to get back to the center. This is the harder of the 2 because it requires a swap chain. Given it's not hard at all, but still, it is possible to have to return to entrance on this. Alright, good. Return to Nexus again. Turn. And jump back in. Now, we're going to have the second instance of return to entrance abuse in this run with Hotel. So, this is the roof of the hotel. You'd think this would be the entrance. So, return to entrance, and you're now inside the hotel. Don't ask why. I don't know why. So we're going to jump on that platform, it's going to bring you over, jump on that spring, walk over to here, checkpoint, swap through here, that usually just talks to you. Come down here, swap to get to this chest, swap through there, swap through this wall, walk left 2 screens, and then down and out here. Okay. And then jump over that, grab this, and save and quit.
No!
Alright, so swap through side of the lift, and then swap there. And save and quit again. And now on to the final part of this dungeon, Manager. Now Manager's like the only one of 2 multi-phase bosses in this entire game, which is really interesting. So equip extend after you swap through there, master the text, and you're going to see the difference that extend makes to your distance to how far you can hit. Alright. Yeah, he will also drop that massive health drop pick up there. So get that if you're low enough. Or just get it generally, because it'll make the picking up the health upgrade faster. Alright, there we go. Need to pick up this. And then go through the bottom door to get to the his card. Manager's card. Alright. Swap back, swap. You can either return to entrance and walk down or save quit. I usually save quit, but I menu tap there, so might as well go with it. And then interact with that to turn to Nexus, really, to get back here. And you have two options here. This one is significantly faster. Go to terminal and try not to interact with Sage. Come out here, swap through this wall, walk down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And walk right about there. So. Okay. So. Going to keep up here for a bit. You can now walk a screen down after you get here. And on this screen, going to swap through this wall. Get that card. Walk all the way up here. Swap that to get through the gate from the wrong side. And grab this health pickup. Health upgrade. Alright, return to Nexus, walk down here. Now's the time for Fisherman Skip. This skips killing the Fisherman, if you remember this from your casual playthrough. And I messed it up. It basically is it's faster for the reason of you don't swap off of swap. Actually, wait, I think I'm gonna check. Alright. So, I'm going to say walk down here first for the safety, then swap through here for this card. Walk down. Go into here and swap down here. Go through here. Swap down here, and we have the final extension of the game. Turn to entrance. Swap through here. Walk all the way up. Jump up. Swap there. Get that. Alright. Jump over that. Ignore this guy. Go through here. Find a secret, and then swap up here. Swap to extend. You're going to want to get onto this island, trust me. You will drown otherwise. Swap to swap and get that. Get out of here by doing the turnaround stuff. Walk down these stairs. You're going to want to jump, trust me. Walk up. Grab this. Alright, now, Rogue is really consistent once you know the setup. So grab some dust, go over here, place them on this tile, walk onto this corner. You can adjust right slightly if you need to, but basically you just walk up from that spot and don't adjust your horde. Just don't adjust left or right. And there you go. That is Rogue. Now we are on to the final section of the game. Alright, so swap back to swap. We are on to servants. Jump over that, you can carry your fluff. I don't know if returning to... Oh no, you can't return to entrance. Yeah. I'm going to want to save on that. Save on that checkpoint. Walk all the way over here. Swap through this wall. Swap up here. Swap through this wall. Oh wait. You walk up here. I'm forgetting stuff. So, walk through here, and here you are. Swap through this block. Good. Alright, so after that, you... Wait, no. Don't return to Nexus. Do not return to Nexus. You save and quit. Swap through that wall. Walk onto this portal. Walk through here. Up. 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 Right. So, going to want to take that. Get that. Good. Go right, like a lot, until you get to... There's a certain screen you go until you get to. It was that screen. It was this screen. You go until this screen. How did I forget? Jump over that, usually. If you took a bit too much damage to your liking, save there to full heal. Jump over this. Swap through here. Right. Yeah, if you accidentally swap through a hole, it's fine, you can just jump over it. Go over here, swap through here. Go up here, and then, sure. And then go up through here. You're going to want to use extend here, because you need to kill these guys. And these guys are some of the most annoying enemies in the game, next to lions and dogs. Swap. Through here. And then through here, do not talk to that rock. That sounds weird, but trust me, don't talk to it. It has a long story. You don't need it. Anyway, time for the second last card of the run. Just spam these guys. You can get a good amount of them, their health down from inside the wall. Go to swap. Get this. Jump. I usually get this as safety. Get that as safety as well. Extend. And stand on this boost panel. Trust me. And then just spam. Because this is reliant on them doing a certain attack that has a lingering hitbox that you can just spam into, you can just dump into. Alright, that's not good. There we go. Alright, collect this one. You're going to want to go back to swap. And then time is when you interact on an upcoming chest. So swap through these two blocks. And that is when you get time. When you interact on that, that is when you start your timer. And there you go, 100% clear. So you go through all the menus just to check you have everything. So, got normal, you have to have normal, have extend, have widen, have swap, have boots, and then go through this, check you have all 37 cards. Yep, done. Alright, thanks for watching. You can join the Anodyne, however you pronounce the studio's Discord. I will have that link. We have a speedrun channel in there. Join my Discord. We talk about a bunch of stuff in there, including the fact I have way too many speed games. But yeah, thanks for watching.